All right. Good evening. The Dish, episode 8, I believe, is going, and I hopefully I got the right number, with Mr. Aric Johnson of Kaneland High School, wide receiver, also defensive back, one of the top recruits in the state of Illinois. He's just a kid that you need to know. He's a talent on the field. He's a great kid off the field. He is everything a college program needs. He is a perfect role model for a college program. And this is a kid that you need to know about, Aric Johnson of Kaneland. This is The Dish, and here is my talk with Mr. Aric Johnson. And look out for more episodes of The Dish. And I'm taking suggestions on who else should I talk to. Thank you so much, and have a lovely time watching this interview with Aric Johnson of Kaneland. All right, Aric Johnson of Kaneland, class of 2024, and definitely a big name recruit that you need to know coming out of Kaneland. And I'm going to tell you right now, Kaneland's on fire. It's one of those it's one of those schools that's catching fire, and you've got to keep an eye out for. Aric Johnson, welcome to The Dish.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So first question, how was your fall season? How did it go for you?
I felt that it went pretty well, being that I had a really pretty good quarterback, you may know, Troyer, to lead our offense. And then we had another senior receiver that was just making the offense work really well together. I got to play a little bit of both sides later in the season, which ended up helping our defense out a good amount. I feel that since we were probably one of the younger teams that were around our conference, we still put up a good fight, got us to the playoffs. We didn't end off the best way against Fenwick, but Fenwick was the best team in the state. So I can understand how that outcome came out.
What do you feel is one of your greatest attributes on the football field?
I feel it's my you run after catch. Once I get that ball in my hand, I'm going to make at least one guy miss, and that just allows us to get a lot of yards, move the ball down the field. I just feel like whenever that ball gets in my hand, whether it's downfield or it's short field, I'm going to get as many yards as I possibly can.
On what side of the field do you feel most comfortable at?
I feel more comfortable on I'd say the right side.
Okay.
Because I like looking over my left shoulder when I'm catching the passes.
Okay.
But I can go on either side. It just feels a little bit better on the right.
Okay. What makes this team so special coming up for next year, for the 22 football season this fall?
I feel like it's because we've known each other for so long. We've played together so well. Our chemistry's been building since 5th grade when I first got to Kaneland. We have known our senior class of next year for a long time. We've always played together, and finally everyone's had that varsity experience. So it's going to allow us to apply that to the next season and just go after it.
Okay. Just a quick question for you about talking about going on to the next level. What should college coaches know about you? What do you think that college coaches should know about you?
I see that I'm a hard worker. I want to get that. I want to get the win at any means necessary. I'll do whatever it takes to get out there and show you that I can play. And there's not going to be many guys that can do the same things I can do when the time's needed.
All right, now time for a little bit of the lighter side. Who's one of the funniest guys on the Kaneland locker room?
Definitely Eli Smith. He's in our grade.
Okay.
Yeah, he. It's just everything. It's even on the practice field. He just always has that nice energy, having fun, making everybody laugh. Locker room, he's just a funny guy overall. It just brings joy to the team.
Do you have any funny Coach Ryan stories?
Let me think. I can't. There's not exactly one that sticks out.
Okay. What does Coach Ryan mean to this program and you guys? What would you say?
It means a lot. He he really shows that he cares about this team a lot. He goes out his way to make sure that we're prepared for each game, and he really puts a lot of effort towards us.
So, are you playing any other sports besides football?
I'm going to be doing track this year,
Yeah.
so that's what I'm right now. That's a track season.
What is like one of your favorite events in track that you participate that you're
I'd definitely say long jump. I've been doing track since like the age of 7,
okay?
and long jump has always been one of my favorites, and it's something I've always been like pretty good at, and I've done well in different competitions.
What would be one of your dream schools to play at?
A dream school of mine. Well, I grew up in Ohio. That's where I was born. So Ohio State's always been like that a school I've seen in my life. That's always been around. But for like the top dream school ever would be Baylor. I fell in love with Baylor watching RG3 play, which just made me want to really like that school a lot. So I've always been a fan of Baylor ever since I saw those games played.
Awesome, awesome. How good is Troyer Carlson?
He's the real deal.
Yeah,
You can go to any game, you'll see him put up big numbers, big plays. He just throws really good balls to us. Gets in the right position for us to make plays after the catch, and he's just going to keep getting better. There's so much improvement that I've seen from him. It's really impressive.
what was one of the games last year that you felt that you broke out, that you made a name for yourself?
I'd say my game versus Morris. I had I think 2 touchdowns, like 120 yards, and I had like an 80-yard touchdown, and then a late like 40-yard touchdown, and I had about like a 60-yard kickoff return, and it was just every catch I made, it was a good amount of yards, and I just felt like I felt unguardable that day. It was one of the best feelings I've had.
Who's one of the toughest secondaries that you faced against last season?
I'd say, well, for my worst game was against Rochelle. It was one catch, but it was one catch for 15 yards, and I felt that yes, the weather had a lot to do with it. It was a really muddy day, but
Yeah.
it was just Rochelle's always giving me a hard time with the freshman year and sophomore year.
Yeah. And this is going to be the last question. What motivates an Aric Johnson?
I'd say seeing like other players that or hearing people doubt me makes me want to go out there and even prove them wrong, show them that I can really go out there and do this, show them the real deal. I can play and at all times.